Look at this. If you spend a thought on it, it is really creepy. This is tourism in Xinjiang, and unlike other things, the Maoist government hasn't ever called it a fake.
哦，对，我从来没有看到过，因为我在这儿待的时间比较长，大概是在这个喀什噶尔。
你有没有记者证件？
没有，我们不是记者，我们就是刚才是博客，一个小博客，我们是旅游的博客。
做一个小的采访。
关于个人经过批准，他是不能接受的。
这个我们不是不太了解。
尤其是在新疆，
这个我们作为新疆本地人来说，时间在这边比较长，而且从长大了，而且比较。
It's not allowed to talk to someone unless one's got government improvement. I saw they're hiding something there, or like, or like they want to humiliate a whole people. Look.
There are many forbidden things here.
Follow her.
In any case, what isn't forbidden is going inside the Uyghurs' houses. There's no need to ask permission. It's allowed by the Kashgar tourist office.
Interrupted mostly for copyright reasons.
Like this Uyghur worker during his lunch break.
It's also traditional head. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
The visitors' laughter rings through the peaceful old town under construction. It's all so calm.
Maybe 9/11 is the reason that they're somehow less like they're more normal in Tibet and Hong Kong. But there's a lot of cameras in Shenzhen, which borders to Hong Kong. And the following is North Korean tourism.
Ich denke, bis dahin können wir. Also bis da unten.
Was würde denn passieren? Würde da nicht nur einfach jemand sagen, Stopp?
Dann gehen wir da nicht hin.
Dann machen wir es nicht.
And this is definitely and undeniably a communist thing. There are German books called couch surfing in Saudi Arabia and couch surfing in Iran. I have only read the letter, and I have never been there myself, but the author was allowed to go anywhere he wanted. I myself have only visited one country that gets called oppressive or something, and it was Hungary. And when I talked to someone who told me he's gay, and I asked him if that makes it somehow difficult for him to live there, and he said that it's mostly the older people who don't accept him. Nobody stepped in and said it is not allowed for individuals to accept interviews without government approval, because this would be really creepy. And he added, especially in Xinjiang. But it's creepy. Listen, I want to tell you why we shouldn't be afraid of communist China that much. Because they aren't afraid of us either, and because they don't believe that we would have that someone who would actually use nuclear weapons, who would basically actually use them, could ever become more than a local politician. In decades and decades of the Cold War, no one ever used nuclear weapons because they are extremely useful to have when someone else has them, and because the world would be an extremely horrible place if only communist China and North Korea had them. I showed you why already. Biological weapons The more deadly and the more contagious the disease is, the more likely it is to get out of control. Still, if one would basically prepare for it, one could somehow prepare for protecting one's own cannon fodder? How, I wonder? How? Of course, the following is only a fictional text, but they really were provocative. Almost like they wanted to tell us we annoy them, or like they wanted to tell us that they do have biological weapons. The following is only a fictional text. Now I upload proofs that there were really animals with corona on the Wuhan market, and now I delete it again. How long do you have this data? Isn't it a bit mean to claim that it was the American military? It was the American military. Everything else is Western propaganda. So you did not have any lab accident? No, Western propaganda. It was not really a natural zoonosis. No, Western propaganda. In a YouTube video about Taiwan, someone implies that Xi Jinping, as an individual, couldn't step back from the promise of invading Taiwan. I don't think that this is literally true. I think that this is both minimalizing and exaggerating his power. But as Taiwan is relatively close to Hawaii and Australia, look, and Japan, of course, they should think they simply shouldn't do it. You do think that corona is a completely natural zoonosis? I'm not so sure if it matters.
Preparing for war for at least 3 decades. Its whole military modernization has largely been aimed towards having a war over Taiwan.
I think that war with China should be unthinkable and should remain unthinkable, because when we talk about war with China, we're talking...
Interrupted for copyright reasons.
The US will essentially be happening in our backyard. Is this a conflict Australia will be able to avoid, even if we wanted to? Our close military ties to the US include American intelligence bases on our soil, Pine Gap in the Northern Territory and Northwest Cape on the coast of Western Australia. Both would